Welcome to Healthcare Unlocked. We often think of healthcare in terms of vital signs and prescriptions, but today we're talking about the foundation of the human body, our feet. When your feet are in pain, your whole life is on hold. And I know because it usually starts with my baby toe. My name is Miss Davis. My experience and passion is mental health services, behavioral health, and I often remind myself, as well as our clients, our colleagues, we strongly believe in self care. So we're super excited to invite our special guest who bridges the gap between medicine, aesthetics. She is a wife, she's a mompreneur, a very demanding schedule. Even now, we need to thank her sincerely because as she's given us her time, she's taking care of her precious baby, their precious baby. And our medical nail technician who operates under one guiding principle, executes everything with excellence. Please welcome Miss Sarai Quinice Reeves of Righteous Nails.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
All I really say is healing is the reason why I do this. And it's so much more than just a regular pedicure. It's healing, it's ministry, and it's servitude.
Yes, and I definitely can't wait for you to get into the difference between us just going getting our nails and our feet done and explaining to us the medical necessary reason why we need to do it and the benefits. I often hear that it adds life to it adds years to your life when you take care of your feet.
Yes.
So let's get into it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, hello everyone. My name is Sarai Quinice Reeves, owner and founder of Righteous Nails. Basically, how I started even in this business, right? It actually started when I was age 8, and I was on my grandma's porch and I was doing nails and everything. And
Ah,
it was an older lady. Her name is Miss Ann. She lived 2 doors down from my grandmother, and she actually inquired about my pedicure services from my grandmother. So I was like, absolutely, but I was like super duper scared because I didn't have like a foot basin or anything, and I was just up for the challenge. So I like ran down my grandma's steps with my little nail kit and then onto Miss Ann's porch. And I was invited into her home, and I did my
mhm,
first waterless pedicure, and she actually had a condition called lymphedema. And I gave her a really, really amazing massage, and she paid me
mhm.
$10, and I got a
Yes.
$5 tip. So I was like the richest kid on the block then.
Right.
And so that's basically like how I started. And I was like, man, when like I'm 8, she's about 83 years old at this time. So I was like, man, like when I get her age, I would want somebody to come and, take care of my feet and serve in the same way. And the reason why I could do it is because I'm young. Like I could sit on the floor, I can, serve you in that way. I can wash your feet, all of that stuff. Um, and when I actually gotten older and built my relationship with Christ, and that's basically the foundation of Righteous Nails too. In the Bible, it talks about how Jesus washed the disciples' feet, according to
Yes.
John 13:14. And he actually washes the disciples' feet, and he calls us to do the same thing, to serve one another. So he is the epitome of the example that I need when it comes to Righteous Nails and how I operate when it comes to customer service and also taking care of the elderly. Also, this business also carries a more familiar service as well because my grandmother is diabetic, and also my mother,
Oh,
she suffers, yeah, and also my mother, she suffers from fungus as well. So I do treat my clients as if they are family because I usually take care of their feet as well. Also carries a more familiar service as well because my
that is really that warmed my heart. First, we have to give Miss Ann the ultimate flowers because for her, 83-year-olds do not let you come near their kitchen, their feet,
Yeah.
their anything.
Yeah.
So obviously she's had a connection and saw like connected and trusted you for you to even experience that service that you provided. That was a very heart warming story because we know our seniors do not play.
No, they
They,
don't.
girl, listen,
Yes.
you heard Miss Myra on Martin. You got to go to. Don't play with Miss Myra. But
Right.
and when you say that your mom and another family member, you care for their feet as well, so
Mhm.
you treat your customers with that type of service, that type of dedication and passion. Can
Yes.
you clear up the confusion with people here like nail tech and they think of the spa with the polish and that
Mhm.
whole environment? Can you be very clear on the difference between that and the medical aspect that you provide?
Yeah, of course. So a medical nail technician is a licensed nail technician that has went through advanced training and also a podiatrist internship, a 40-hour podiatrist internship that
Mm,
actually teaches about the diseases, disorders that people have. God bless you.
God bless
that
you,
that teaches
precious.
about the thank you that teaches about the disorders and the diseases that people have, and also the meticulous care that we need. And we also go through not diagnosing them but letting them know what we see in service, because we're not doctors, but
Hmm.
also providing a meticulous waterless care.
So, it I really appreciate you breaking it down like that. And I wanted to get into some home care remedies. I need you to give me some yays and some nays on what we can do in between visits with a specialist like you or the podiatrist, because sometimes people think that you just go get it done and you just leave it. You don't do anything to maintain it in between a session with you. How do we feel about Epsom salt? What's your take on that soap? What are we doing? That's a yay
Yes.
or a nay.
Yeah, so I personally do love Epsom salt. I do recommend for my clients to do a soak maybe like once every 2 weeks, just to soften that skin up, but also to just do that at home. Because at a traditional nail salon, when people go and they put their feet in water, they're actually more susceptible, especially diabetics, to different bacteria that can come
Hmm.
off from the other clientele. So when somebody walks into a regular nail salon, they don't ask you about your health conditions. They don't ask you if you have,
Right.
God forbid, any type of like STDs or cancer, or or diabetes, or anything, bronchitis, or any type of disease or disorder that could be contagious, right?
That's
And
right.
they just put you down in the chair, and they have you in there for about 30 to 45 minutes with polish or with gel polish, and then they leave. Sometimes they don't always clean the pedicure stations really good,
Hmm.
especially with the jets. They don't clean it as good. And the state board, it actually recommends, and it's actually is mandatory for us to clean the pedicure bowls and let sit for 10 minutes with barbicide, and then to let it go down the drain.
Now
However,
that's
if
good
some
tea. I didn't know that. That's good
yeah,
tea. Hmm.
yeah. So um honestly, they're supposed to allow it to sit for 10 minutes, but
Right.
when it comes to the pipes, okay, the pipes aren't being cleaned. The pipes aren't being disinfected, because anything that goes down a pipe, we can think of a sink, we can think of a bathtub, right? Anything that goes down a pipe, it can't sit for 10 minutes. So all of the germs that are coming back, all of
Mm.
the germs that are sitting in the pipes, they're just coming back up to the surface, because these are actually waterborne pathogens. And so anybody that is diabetic, that the salon doesn't know about, or doesn't have any type of history or intake form about, they don't actually know whether or not, somebody this, person could be, more at risk.
Of
And
course.
so, yeah, and when it comes to diabetics, their skin is actually more, their skin is actually more thinner than the average person. And so,
Mm,
if whether or not, somebody this, person could be, more at risk.
of
And
course.
so, they got nicked, or if they have a cheese grater, an
Yep,
illegal cheese
I'm
grater.
getting to that. You
Yes.
see, I got the cheese grater. We got to
Yes.
talk about that.
Okay,
I
we
I
sure will.
learned that this is and listen, healthies that's watching, y'all know y'all have this in y'all shower. Listen to Miss Rod, please break it down with the
Yes.
cheese grater because we got to get rid of. I know we got to get rid of this. All right, my
Yeah, so
God, go ahead.
that cheese grater, along with anybody else's cheese grater that is in the house, it needs to be thrown away immediately because it is illegal in all 50
Ooh,
states.
now that I
Yes.
didn't know. Thank you.
No problem.
Mm,
And
mm.
so with the
What
pumice
about
stone, yeah,
yes?
the pumice stone, a lot of people, they do have that in their homes, but I don't recommend them using it multiple times. They should only be used once. They shouldn't be reusable, because you can't disinfect a pumice stone either. So that is only for a
Right.
one-time use. Anything that is metal, is actually good for using multiple times. But when it comes to a pumice stone, that's not good. It's not good.
I think that's where the confusion comes in
Yeah.
because okay, with the Puma Stone, and these are very affordable, by the way. They're
Mm-hmm.
literally like 99 cents, and you can order
Yeah.
them from wherever and get like I buy them by the dozen.
Yeah.
So that's probably the confusion why we all have these cheese graters because we know that we can use them multiple times. They're dangerous because really they can cut you and nip you, open you up. And if you're in a
Mhm.
place like these nail salons, that one, they don't have the time to disinfect the way you described. And two, they're
Mhm.
not going to ask any questions based on your medical condition if you have this, that, or the third. So thank you so much
No
for breaking
problem.
that down. I have some more
Mhm.
props that I want you. What do you think about some good old with socks?
I love
Yes, talk
aquaphor
about that.
socks. I love aquaphor socks. And so I actually do recommend for my clients that deal with calluses, and also cracked heels, to actually use some type of moisturizer that has at least 40% urea in it, to coat
Mhm.
their feet at night, and to put on some fuzzy socks at night,
Yes.
so that it can actually absorb throughout the night. See, I have my aquaphor here too.
Yes, one of the best gifts. I had a
Yes.
colleague, my director, she gave that to me when I was going through a different medical concern. And now
Mhm.
since that has healed, thank God, I used a little bit I have left for, heals and I put the cotton socks on. And so we
Yes.
can still do that. That's a great, right? That's a way for
Yes.
self-care in between visits with
Hmm.
you and the type of specialist you are. You recently shared a story that touched a lot of people. You had a client, I believe, with a foot amputation who was struggling with severe pain and an
Hmm.
unbalanced walk from like a restorative perspective. How does a medical nail technician help with something like that?
Yeah, so this particular client, bless his heart, his wife actually recommended him to come here and to get a medical pedicure. So when it comes to having an amputation, right, it it messes up your gait when you walk too. And so he was in a lot of pain, and also he haven't in a couple of years haven't actually bent down to even like clip his toenails and everything. So he actually has to delegate that task to somebody else. And so his wife was doing it, and then she got kind of overwhelmed, and she recommended him to come to me. And so when I was doing his pedicure and everything, once I went from the toes, I went to the soles of his feet, and he actually told me that he hasn't actually gotten a massage in years. So,
Wow.
yeah. And so the way that I kind of do my massage, I definitely am talking with the person during the massage as well, just making sure that everything feels firm but also comfortable to them too. And I'll
Mm-hmm.
also ask where their pain area, where like an area of pain that they may have. And so he actually told me that it was near the part that it was amputated, near the
Mm-hmm.
amputated area. And so I really took my time and I massaged it thoroughly. And of course, this is all about servitude, right? So I'm definitely taking my
Yes.
time doing it, taking a lot of tender love and care to this client and
Mm-hmm.
to his feet.
Love
And
that.
actually, when he was done and when we were finished, he actually really walked um, with no pain after that, with absolutely
Wow.
no pain. So just imagine like what just imagine what a medical pedicure can do, and when somebody really puts their heart and soul into everything that they do, it can really change a person's life in like just one appointment you know
That's a powerful reminder that if the foundation is cracked, the whole building feels it. You're literally helping people
yeah,
regain their mobility and their dignity from a behavioral health perspective, Sarai.
yeah,
Have you noticed how physical restoration helps heal like the invisible wounds, like the depression or social anxiety that often comes with a
absolutely.
loss of a limb? A loss of a limb is a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of my clients, and I don't like to use the word insecure, but I
Mhm.
would love to use the word self-conscious, because of maybe fungus or calluses and anything that's ingrown or involuted and it's painful. A lot of my clients are very self-conscious, wearing their toes outside. I have mothers, I have wives, I have soon to be wives that want to get their feet
Nice.
right for their wedding.
That's right.
And they did, and it's they're like, Sarai, help me, like I don't want my man, I don't want them seeing
Yes.
my toes this way. We need, like, I need your help. And I'm like, oh, absolutely, I got you. Because just as women, yes, men, they do take care of their feet, some of them,
Thank
but they
God,
do need
because you
more
can't come near
self-care.
me with those claws, son. Don't
Yes.
do it. But go ahead.
Yes, but when it comes to women, we are really self-conscious about everything from head to toe, from our hair to our skincare to our nails to our feet, and we really
Eyebrows,
want, right.
eyelashes.
I absolutely, and we just really want to look beautiful. And so, when it comes to righteous nails, it is about healing from the inside out. I am also an
Yes.
accountability coach. When it comes to my
Ooh.
clients, so they sit with me for about an hour and hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours and 30 minutes, but we're also having that time of advice and them pouring into me and I'm pouring into them, and them also venting to me about what they're going through when it comes to their feet.
Okay.
And yeah, and I provide them home care options, and is I really just try to drill into them like, hey, it is amazing when you're consistent. You can see amazing results when you are consistent and when you're coming in every 4 to 6 weeks, and also doing the home care that I provided as well. Because even though people see me once a month, what are you doing for the rest of the 29 days that I
That's
asked them?
why that's why I have my little props.
Yeah.
Because maintaining, there are things, yes, you are the
Mhm.
specialist and you're going to get the heavy lifting done and get into those cracks and crevices like a dentist would. We can't clean our mouths like a dentist would. So
Yeah.
we know that you do the detailed work, but there
Hmm.
are things that we could and should do to maintain in between visits. So that's awesome. that you
Yes.
give that. It's just like going to get your hair done. Like when the hairdresser takes their time to explain to you how to care for your hair, you know that they're
Hmm.
really great at what they do and they're in their gift. I
Yes.
also wanted to, we have to talk about the Medi Petty parties. You've become a favorite. You have become a favorite for the grandparents, weddings, those demographics, including the famous Mr. Bobby.
Yeah.
Why is specialized care so vital for our elders?
Yes. So I just want to give a shout out to all seniors, all elderly, all the elderly persons that are on the platform right now that is watching us. I truly do love my elders. And I can
As
see
you
that even,
should.
with thank you. I can also see that, like with just the relationship that I have with my grandmom as well. I know that the elderly, they don't really get a chance to even like really socialize like that because they're retired. And, maybe their children, have babies, are starting families, are traveling the world, taking care of, their children, going through, different jobs and positions and just life, so they don't always really have like that social aspect. But when it comes to righteous nails, I truly make sure that it is a petty party for them. And we're
Yes.
talking. I have the beautiful, like gospel music on and everything. It's really a vibe when they come in. And I just love how I can make them feel young, but also they give me wise counsel because they have lived long
That
before
wisdom.
I was born. Yeah. So it's kind of like a two-way street, where it's like I make you feel good and we have fun, and also you give me wise counsel, whether it
You a
be,
smart,
with,
you a smart young lady.
we're delegating here, we are
Exchange. Fair
scratching each other's
exchange.
back, we are rubbing each other's feet in that way. And so I truly love Mr. Bobby. I truly love all of my elderly clients because it is care. Yes, it is care for them, but also I am bridging the gap between the younger community and the older community. And sometimes they may think that, that we're too much into social media or just too obsessed with our phones, and it's like, no, it's actually some of the younger generation that actually cares about our elders, and
That's
that
right.
wants to take care and wants to serve our elders as well. And they do
Mm-hmm.
see that and they compliment that, because they compliment me on that, because anytime when I'm with my grandma, I just ask about her feet. I'm like, grandma, let me see your feet. And I just sit there and rub them for a couple of seconds. But it's
Yeah.
also just caring for the feet that walked before me.
Ooh. If we could all remember what they did for us, what they
Yes.
listen, paved the way.
Yes.
You are different in terms of just even being wise enough to receive the wisdom. You ahead of your time. It's beautiful to see this. And be careful. Make sure you keep playing that gospel, because I promise you, if you throw on some of them 70 grooves, some Shaka Khan or so, they will throw them walkers to the side and start the Soul Train line
Yes.
and have you like, wait a minute, I thought. So keep playing the gospel, because
I
sometimes they
sure
sling
will.
them walkers and them canes so fast you
Yes.
can't even duck quick enough because they still got it now.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's be
Yes.
mindful
Thank
of
you.
that. Oh yeah, but that's a beautiful that's beautiful. We have to love and care for our seniors, we have to always look out for them and take love and tender care. Love and tender care. And so the only other the famous file, is my last
Yes.
prop. I wanted to ask you, I know for diabetics, you really have to be careful. I know that they can't clip their own nails because you have to
Mhm.
know what you're doing.
Mhm.
Can are they able to like file? Because the claws that I have experienced, It's a no-no. We can't be cutting up. My sheets are quality too, so don't even say it's because my
Yes.
sheets are cheap.
They're fine linen.
Can we talk
Yes.
about some filing? What we doing
Yes,
with that?
absolutely. So in Sweet, because I am a certified podiatrist approved medical nail technician, I do use an e-file to safely deep clean all of the toes, all 10 of them, or maybe all 7 of them if if somebody is amputated. But they are absolutely able to file their
Okay.
toes at
Okay.
home. And so it's just about doing it in a very careful way, in a meticulous way, so that nobody could injure themselves. I don't recommend for anybody that has mobility issues to try to trim them or to file them on their own. I do recommend that they do go to a specialist like me or someone that's in their state around the United States so that they can get the proper care that they need, because we just don't want any type of wound to be opened and then for an infection maybe on the floor or on the ground to get in there and to get in that wound to be infected. And so
Understood.
yeah, I definitely do recommend for anybody that can't do it on their own to go to a medical nail technician.
Okay. Thank you for that. And we also took some questions from our 3,000 followers. So let's do it. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video. So I see one of the followers asks, can I use my HSA or FSA debit cards to pay for my sessions, or do I need a doctor's referral first?
Yes. So, all medical pedicures, just in the United States, they are not regulated yet. And so that is why we cannot, take insurance. And also, we're not doctors, so we can't bill insurance. However, yes, people can use their HSA and FSA. An HSA is a health savings account card, and an FSA is a flexible spending account card. And that one comes actually from your employer if you have a health insurance policy with that employment. And so basically what this card is this debit card, it actually takes money from your check and they actually just transfer it to the debit card, and you can use this for any type of like medical expenses, whether it be for your pet, your spouse,
Educate
your
the
children.
people.
Yes.
Yes,
And so
educate the
you can also
eldies.
yes, you can also use it for medical pedicures as well. So
Right.
basically how it goes is that at checkout, my clients, they'd either use their HSA or their FSA, and then they would actually fill out a form requesting an itemized receipt. I'll create that itemized receipt as an invoice for them, making sure that it says paid, so that when the HSA or the FSA company inquires about the service, they'll have it on file. And then a lot of times for the FSA, because it is coming from an employment job, they do ask for an LMN, and it's called a letter of medical necessity. Basically, where the podiatrist would write off and say, "Hey, my client has this." Or that condition, whether they have fungus, calluses, ingrown toenails, and they do recommend that a medical pedicure is a medical necessity for them to have this care. And once they get that, they'll be approved to actually have it reimbursed to them and reimbursed to their card. So that's one step in the right direction to
That sounds
the
really
insurance.
good. There's no
Yeah.
reason to be walking around with hammer toes with that
Yes.
type of information you just shared with us. That's very helpful. We have
Yes.
another question that said, this is good. When I walk into a neighborhood nail salon, what
Mm-hmm.
is the number one red flag I
Mm-hmm.
should look for that tells me my health is at risk?
Yes.
Bust a
Oh,
U-turn.
it's so many. I can name a ton actually, but I guess the number one red flag is the implements, right? Making sure that all of the instruments are autoclaved, making sure that they are sterilized. A lot of times they actually put them in these blue packets that are sterilization packets, and they actually don't have the steam indicator that it's been steamed, autoclaved, and sterilized. And so a lot of the times the clients, they kind of just come in and they see that it's in these packs, but usually it has a light blue indicator, and then once it goes into the machine and once it finish autoclaving, it actually turns to a dark green color. And a lot of people, they're unaware of that because they just go in kind of, every 2 weeks, the normal pedicure, until they get some type of fungus or bacteria that they can't get away themselves. And
Mm.
so I would also say for the file, right? For the file that we talked about, and the buffer, these things are wooden, right? They are single use. They should not be reusing files. They should not be reusing buffers on you. If you see that something has already been used, you need to definitely speak up, because it is for your health, because we don't know what type of particles or bacteria that could be in that material. After they use it on a client, it should be immediately discarded. At Righteous Nails, we do all of the autoclaving in suite. I do introduce my new clients to the autoclave. I point and I tell them how I autoclave, what I use to autoclave, the process in which I autoclave, and also I do show them an disposable manicure kit that I use, that I open, use, and discard in front of them in service. And so they know that all of their tools have been either autoclaved and sterilized, or they have been only single use and thrown away, so that
Yeah, I
nobody
like
else
that
can.
single use. Now, see,
Yes.
that's what Miss Davis likes, and I will
Yes.
walk with my tools that newly purchased from the beauty supply, because
Yes.
I'm not afraid to prevent issues. I
Mm-hmm.
like prevention.
Yes.
And how often should we see a medical nail tech for maintenance? Like, when
Yes.
your
So
clients, how often should they? Every month, every 2 months?
mhm. So I
And how?
do recommend for my clients to come every 4 to 6 weeks. Of
Okay,
course, I know that life gets to us, and
for
we
sure.
have different responsibilities, babies here,
Yes.
work, vacations, all of that stuff. But it
They
is
say life be
recommended.
life, and that's what they'll
Yes,
say.
life,
Life is
life.
life.
Yes. And so I do recommend for them to come every 4 to 6 weeks, especially if they're on a schedule to get the fungus cured and get it healed up, because that is my main concern. If somebody has, normal feet, they would probably be a stage 1, right? So they would actually come in every, let's say, 6 to 8 weeks. But they
Okay.
don't necessarily have to come to me, because I'm trying to run it more so like a hospital, where it's like, you know, you come in for healing, you get out healed, and then you make sure, just through the training, and through the advice that I gave you, and also just the accountability and the consistency that you now have built into your own lifestyle, that you can actually go to a regular nail salon and you can what to do next, and also what to look out for. Because I do like
Mhm.
to train my clients up in that way, where it's like, hey, whether you stay with me or not, a lot of them do, because they're like, oh, Sarai, like, I only trust you with my feet. I'm not letting
Mhm.
anybody else touch my feet. And I'm like, okay, perfect. But
Yeah.
if but once they are healed up, they are free to frolic in this
Yeah.
world, but
I
also
wanted
to make
to.
sure that they are being preventative. Go ahead.
Yes, and I wanted to jump in with that because when you have someone that is too embarrassed to even book an appointment because of the condition of their feet, and I
Mm-hmm.
really know a couple of people that this is their real lived experience. They're too
Mm-hmm.
embarrassed because of the condition. What do you say to the person? I'm sure their mental health may be suffering because they're hiding their feet from the world, like won't be caught dead
Mm-hmm.
without socks. Like, what do we say to them?
Yeah, so I really tell them the hard truth. I tell them, your feet are beautiful. Your feet are beautiful, your legs are beautiful, your toes are beautiful. What has happened was, right? They have either been misinformed, misguided or mistreated. And that
Mm.
can come hand in hand where it's personally where you have mistreating your feet, where you have been mistreating your feet, or the salon that you went to have been misguiding you and giving you misinformation and also mistreating you as well. And also the podiatrist. The podiatrist isn't I would say the podiatrist isn't exempt from this care because they're human too, but sometimes they butcher the elderly's feet because they try to get them in so much and they rush as well. Podiatrists can rush as well
Yeah,
too.
trying to keep all of those numbers is like, let
Mm-hmm.
me hurry up to the next patient instead of really
Right.
taking care.
Right.
Thank
And
you
they're
so
also not
much.
medical nail technicians as well. So, but I will say is that I do provide them hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel if they are consistent with their home care, whether it's toe fungus solution, athlete's feet solution, making sure that they're wearing, their socks and their cream with urea in it, because I'm here to help them. And so,
Yeah, whose
um,
idea was it for them to start wearing shoes with no sides? Who came up
I'm
with
not
that sweaty
sure.
idea?
I'm not
Let me get back
sure.
to the let me get back to the healthies question. Thank you for that.
Yes.
I'm gonna go off, but
Yeah, but I do.
I'm not with
Yeah.
that. But
No, me neither. I love wearing my socks as well.
mm,
Yes. But
these new
um
styles, I don't know. But we have another question from our
yes.
healthies. At my nail salon, they use the plastic in the basin so the waters of previous customers doesn't touch the next person. Is that safe, or should they still be cleaning for 10 minutes between
They should still
clients?
be cleaning. Yes, they should still be cleaning for 10 minutes. This question has actually ran rampant in my salon. And I get these
Mm.
questions all the time. And I actually do have one of those plastic liners in suite, and I actually let my clients feel them because they don't get to feel them when they're at the salon. They just put their feet in. They don't really know. And I tell them whether they're bagged up one time, two time, 15 times. These bags are not disinfected. These bags are still they should still be
Clients.
cleaning. Yes, they should still be cleaning for 10 minutes. This question has actually ran rampant in my salon. And I get these
Mm.
questions all the time. And I actually do have one of those plastic liners in suite, and I actually let my clients feel them because they don't get to feel them when they're at the salon. They just put their feet in. They don't really know. And I tell them whether they're bagged up one time, two time, 15 times. Um, these bags are not disinfected. These bags water soluble too. So water can still
Mm.
pass through these bags no matter
Okay.
how many times you bag them up because I've used them before and I know, right? And so
I thought those bags really helped protect because it
no,
looks like they cover the whole entire.
no,
Ooh,
no. So
learning.
they should still be barbiciding and disinfecting all of that
Oh,
stuff
I'm gonna be
because
on them.
yes, the
Mm-mm.
main thing is, and the reason why medical pedicures are waterless is because I do try to make it acceptedly clear. When it comes to any type of service that I do want it to be 100% clean. Okay,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
I don't want any sign of infection in my salon. I don't want
Good.
any sign of contact of infection or contact dermatitis or anything because I am working with people that already have these conditions. And
Right.
also, some of my clients, they do have, pretty healthy feet from being able to recover from the fungus and calluses and ingrown toenails and stuff. And so, and also when people, when they don't take care of their cracked heels, any type of bacteria can get in between those cracks and the cracked heels, and they can actually attract a bacteria called gangrene. and that is a flesh-eating bacteria, and that's how people can also get amputated as well.
Yeah, we definitely thank you for that information.
Yes.
We don't do flesh eating
No.
bacteria.
No.
Thank you so much for that
Yes.
because we probably were all under the illusion or delusion. What
Mhm.
is the one thing we should stop putting on our feet immediately? Is there like a common home remedy that is actually doing more harm than good? Like sometimes I'll soak in hot water and vinegar, sometimes I'll soak in Epsom salt and just hot water, alcohol and water. And of course I have my shea butters. Am I okay? What shouldn't we be doing?
Yeah, no, I actually recommend those as well
Okay,
to
okay.
take care of the feet. Also tea tree oil. Tea tree oil is
Okay.
anti-inflammatory as well, and
Nice.
antibacterial as well. But what I would recommend that people stop doing on their toes in salon is putting acrylic on their toes.
Okay.
Yes.
That big toe
The
that you want to
girlies.
save because you keep banging it on the furniture and then it
Yes.
cracks. So then you say, you know what? Put a little acrylic so my big toe could be strong when it bump up against
Mhm.
the ottoman again. That's
Yes.
a no-no.
Nope, that's a no-no, and this is the reason why. Acrylic
Mm-hmm.
is actually a porous solution. So the same way how like our skin
Mm-hmm.
on our face, and the pores and everything, and when it actually absorbs water, the same way we can absorb water with our face and with any type of skin. That's a part of our body, but when it comes to the toenails. Our toenails are porous as well, so that absorbs water too. And also, the acrylic can absorb water in the actual powder and also in the actual monomer pair. And so, once water is absorbed, whether you're getting in the shower in the morning or in the pool or putting acrylic on right after taking your feet out of the water in a salon, once the moisture gets in there, once the water gets in there, it has a very well chance that it can collect a fungus
Mm.
and that it can create a fungus. So we definitely want to be mindful about what we're
Yes.
actually putting on our feet as well. Also, when it comes to the gel, like gel polish,
Mm.
because we don't want to put any type of enhancement on where our toenails can't dry completely afterwards. And so we're kind of just trapping in the moisture. So it's creating a beautiful place for fungus to grow.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
No, we don't do that. We are not
Mm-hmm.
creating any safe place for fungus
Mm-mm.
out here.
Yes.
Wow, Miss Sarai, thank you so much for
You're
showing us
welcome.
the excellence in healthcare and how it could be in the most unexpected places, really unexpected
Yes.
places. You are truly unlocking a new level of healing for our community. Again, shout out to all of our seniors, especially. And, this is not just for women taking care and self-care. This is for everyone. And we really feel informed. And we know that we don't have to look like how we feel. We don't have to look like what
Yes.
we've been through.
Amen.
And yeah, so I just want you to definitely let the people, let our healthies know, healthies know where they can find you, your Instagram, your social media, Facebook, everything.
Absolutely. So you can find me on all platforms at righteousnails.com. That is RYETIOUS nails. And you can reach me at 401-646-4325. That is 401-646-4325. And I am located in Westland, Michigan, and my home base is in Philadelphia. So sometimes I do travel home once in a while. So they just have to continue to follow and stay tuned for when I'll be doing pop ups there.
Wow, you definitely execute everything with excellence. You have really helped us today.
Thank
And
you.
everybody, please share, like, subscribe. And we will see you in the next episode of Healthcare Unlocked. Thank you, Miss
Thank
Sarai.
you.